Hey everybody, and welcome back to another awesome show. Man, we've got big news with Ouroborus launching. Finally, that is here, and I'm pretty impressed with the results straight out of the gate. So that's really positive. Ouroborus lending and USDx stablecoin has launched. It's been out for about 7 hours, so we're going to have a look at the stats for that. That is the big utility for the Titanx ecosystem. It is an open system, so presumably that will open up to other collaterals like Ethereum and other stuff like that. So we'll get into all that. That's coming up. We're going to be mixing up the show format a little bit, talking about that first, Ouroborus. But we've also got some big drama over on the Mafia game on Pulse Chain and BNB. So we're going to talk about that too. Famous Mafia players have been jailed by the founder, aka the GodFather. So those famous Mafia players have been jailed. Can't believe the list is full of very famous players in the game. So embarrassing. But I love it. It's all part of the game, right? So we're going to get into all of that later on. So pretty funny. All right, let's get into the house. Let's see who's here. We've got Titan Joe. Let's go. I love that green circle there for the Titanx. Nice. Welcome to the chat. We got Wookie as well. Who's in jail? Time for Wookie to go to work. Yeah, I'm going to let you know. But we've got a picture of the jail on the front thumbnail there. Gold is pushing 3K. Hey, I'm going to talk about gold today. We're going to kick off with the stock market quickly, and then before we get into the crypto stuff, I'll keep track of that for sure. So let me just queue up my secondary screen here and get that in play. So I think that's looking all right. Let me get rid of that. Get into the chat, folks. Make it lively if you have participated in Ouroborus or if you have bought some Titanx for Ouroborus, let us know, or DragonX. And, of course, if you're in jail in Mafia, let us know if you're in jail on that game. That's the #1 GameFi on Pulse Chain and playing on BNB as well. So get in on that. All right, without further ado, let's get into the updates. We've got the stock market there. Now, we've had a pretty good week on the stock market, to be honest, I think, for the most part. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was a bit rough. Thursday's results, S&P 500 climbs on surge in NVIDIA. Now, as you know, NVIDIA is the top firm there with its AI chips. And, of course, we got Trump has delayed to new tariffs. Now, he's looking to do reciprocal tariffs. These are all very tactical. Some of them will be income earning. Some of them will be tactical. Some of them will be strategic to build out major, steel, aluminum manufacturing, things like that in the United States. So it's going to be a mixed bag there. We got the Dow Jones is up 0.75%, 342 points. A really good result there. Dow Jones at 44,711. Remember, the Dow Jones has the top 30 industrials in it. S&P 500 is up 1%, 63 points to 6,115. NASDAQ is up 1.5 points, almost 300 points to 19,945. So almost back over 20,000 for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's got all the tech companies in it like NVIDIA. So that's pretty cool. US dollar has been slowly drifting down. We're up at like 108 or so. We're now at 106.97. That is down 0.8%. So US dollar versus its trading partner slipping a little bit there on the Trump moves. Now we've got the commodities. West Texas is at $71.44. That's down slightly. Brent oil is at $75, up slightly there. And the gold pushing towards 3,000, as Wookie would say, is at $2,956. Flat today, but man, that's looking pretty impressive, isn't it? Let's have a look at the max chart on that. Look at that, right at all-time highs there. Beautiful stuff, about to breach 3,000. Wow, how high can it go? Silver at the moment is almost at $33. So silver there is looking good. Now, silver's all-time high way back here in 2011. So still a bit of work to do to get over $40, but it's heading up there. Target actually for this bull market, maybe 2025, 26. Is at least $75 but probably go higher if it gets there. So that's pretty much it on the commodities. So let's jump over to Trump is basically going to be doing reciprocal tariffs. But it's been delayed, so that's why the market liked that. NVIDIA also climbed 3% after Hewlett-Packard Enterprise shipped its first NVIDIA AI chips, the Blackwell system. So that's pretty bullish for the market. We got producer price index. So we had the CPI. And now we've got the producer's price index, so the wholesale prices, they've come in kind of higher too. So in the 12 months of January, the PPI grew by 3.5% compared to 3.5% in the preceding month. with expectations of 3.2%. So because it didn't decline, that has elevated the the sentiment. So yeah, the hotter than expected producer price index on the heels of yesterday's rise in the CPI, that's the retail inflation rate, reinforces concerns of ingrained inflationary pressures in the economy and further upside risk given an aggressive fiscal agenda. So that's where they're looking at the moment. But remember, Trump is really trying to, with the Dodge, get rid of something like $1 trillion of bad spending, and then also grow the economy, $1 trillion plus. So to take out that inflationary impact, at least get a neutral with a balanced budget. So we'll keep looking at that. It's going to take a few months to process, no doubt. So that's kind of where we are there at the moment. On that one, at most we'll probably have may have one cut this year. At the moment, the central bank will have to wait until it's clear inflation was moving towards 2% goal. So let's see how we get on there. Last year, of course, they cut 1%, right? 1%. So that's kind of the play there. Let's jump over into the crypto markets. Crypto at the moment. So Bitcoin at the moment, $96,435, holding up pretty well above the 92K, down 1.5% today. The Bitcoin dominance has slipped a little bit, 58.75%. We got Ethereum there at the moment, $2,667. That is down 3% at the moment. BNB is down 4.4% at $669. Solana down 1.5% at $194. Tron is down 3.8% at 23.5 cents. ADA is happened to break the trend there. ADA is up 1% at 80 cents, just over 80 cents. Litecoin is up 1.6% as well, $124. And of course, XRP there up 1.5% at $2.51. So there's a few little green candles there, but at the moment, just sort of consolidating ahead of what we're hoping to be an amazing rally, either in the second half of February through to March, April. So let's see how we go with that. Obviously, we've got the early tactical moves, the 100-day moves from Trump reordering the world, and we're excited about where that's going to head. All right, we are expecting big capital flows into crypto in the months ahead, as I said during those periods as well. Now we're going to get into Ouroborus lending and USDx stable because it has launched, been out for about 7 hours. I'm super excited about that. So is Titan Joe. Let's go. Absolutely, let's go. And of course, Titan X has happened to move up as well with the chart. So we're gonna have a quickly look at Titan X in a minute. But before we do it, let's go down and have a look at Ouroborus. So this is on titanx.hub. titanxhub.com. And of course, this is made by Mike Dean, a well-known personality and developer in the Titan X ecosystem. So we've got Ouroborus down here at number 24. We were waiting for the stablecoin to launch, and that has launched. So we can see that now has been added to the live projects at number 35, which is fantastic. We can hit the website and go to that, but we've already got it open. So let's have a look at that. So I'm going to actually scale this up a little bit so you guys can see a bit better. But this is the website, Ouroborus Foundation, USDx Minter. I'm going to post that a link in the chat there. You can check that out, bam, and have a look at all the details. But at the moment, this is a lending platform with stablecoin. So up to this point, we had the ORX minter. People have been minting ORX coins, and it's been a really nice price rally, up over 10 cents. Pretty cool. But now we've got the lending with the actual stablecoin now available for last 7 hours. It's been live. So pretty excited to here see where this goes. We can see the ecosystem asset balances on the left. Ethereum ORX, which is the main token for the platform. You stake that and you earn some yield, for example. Titan X there is a collateral, and Dragon X is collateral. Those are the two first collaterals, Titan X and Dragon X. And then the stable coin, of course, issued from that collateral is USDx. That's the stable coin for this platform. It's essentially kind of like a liquidity fork. I think it's got a few little differences, and but you can read the docs on all that. So anyway, we got the USDx minter. So we've got the collateral there. You can choose either Titan X or Dragon X. Pretty easy there, and you can open up a new account. In terms of getting stablecoin with that collateral. There's Liquidator. You'll be similar if you're familiar with liquidity forks. They've got lots of similar features. Liquidations there. And they've got $241,000 available for liquidation. So you can go through, read all this. I'm not going to go through all the details quite yet. Redemptions. Obviously the redemption there. Now, I'm not sure if they've got a delay on this or not. Sometimes they had, I think for when it had PowerCity's one, they had a delay for a couple of weeks, didn't they? 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks maybe. But that is there as well. USDx staking, so stable coins can be staked. And of course, so you can put in your TitanX and DragonX and collateral, get USDx out as a stable coin, and then you can put your stable coin in the staking. At the moment, it says here that the APR is, so that's your annual percentage return. It's basically like a flat interest, is at 3,673%. So it's extremely high, and it must have been extremely high when it first launched. So let's see where that goes. And of course, what happens because the APR is so high? Typically, people tend to stake it, right? So rather than use it to buy other stuff, which is the leverage side of it, we're looking forward to. So at the moment, that's looking pretty good, and people can put these TitanX and DragonX, get USDX stable, and start staking that there. Now, RX staking, you can obviously, people who got RX from the RX minter, very happy about that, and a lot of it's being dripped, and you can buy it on the market, but people can stake that. They stake the RX tokens and earn a share of the collateral redemption and loan fees, so you can look up what those are. But basically, it can be quite lucrative, particularly at the beginning, when people don't know what they're doing with the platform. It can get liquidated sometimes. So we'll see how that goes, and just make sure you do due diligence and you understand what you're actually doing on the platform. But I wanted to get to the system stats because this gives us a real big picture of everything. So let's have a quick look at that. Once again, that is the link, ouroborus.foundation, if you want to check it out. So we got the aggregate health ratio. Now, this is really important. It's actually quite, this looks pretty similar to me when we had some of those liquidity forks on PulseChain, 243%. That's pretty common, I think, around the ratio for is the total health ratio, composite collateral ratio across all collateral types. Now, remember, collateral types are TitanX and DragonX, and you can see their relative ratios there, 247, 239. Now, backstop pool stats, 89.6%. That's the percentage of USDX available for liquidations. So it's a pretty high number. We got USDX applied, 269,000 US dollars. So this is in 7 hours approximately, right? So it's pretty good numbers. I'm pretty happy with this. A liquid USDX, $28,000. Staked USDX, 241,000. So quite a lot staked already. And of course, that high yield is probably the attraction there. The collateral. This is what the number. This is the key number I've been looking forward to, and of course, this I said to you, I really like to see this do a couple of $1 million within in the first few days. We're already up in 7 hours at 664,000. I'm pretty happy with how this is tracking. Total value locked across all collateral types, $664,000 so far. Very impressive. So if we just times that by 3, that already puts us. What's that? 6, 12, 18, almost at $2 million in the first day if it keeps the run rate up. That'd be very impressive indeed. And of course, we've got issued debt, $269,000. So that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting when it's hitting. We can get the breakdown between TitanX and DragonX. At 88% of it is in TitanX as opposed to DragonX. Some of those DragonX whales out there, don't know whether they're going to be coming in, how hard they will come in. We'll see. There's certainly a few of them around. We know that a few DragonX whales have left over time, given the price chart and the ratio to, which is what last time I checked was about 7.5 or something like to TitanX. So we'll see how that goes too. Certainly TitanX is the low-hanging fruit. There's a lot of TitanX out there, and 98.5 trillion last time we checked. Now, I don't think that is going to show up on the TitanX stats until probably this evening, depending on when Jake Sharp is up. Because that would have to be added in, the amount of TitanX that's gone in here. Issued debt doing pretty well as well. So 87.6% is TitanX, 12.4% is DragonX there. You can see that. Let's have a look. Collateral metrics. So we've got 584,000 of TitanX. Now, here's the key number I've been looking forward to. 1.57 trillion TitanX. That's extremely good in the first 7 hours. Wow, that's going to be amazing. That's going to really put a hit in the liquid supply, not circulating supply, but the liquid supply, and that will move up the BOT, right? So that's the third component of TitanX circulating supply. So we'll have a look at that. So there's liquid, staking, and BOT, right? Those are protocols built on top of TitanX. So at the moment, that's a big hit there. So that's a really good number. Let's see whether they can hit towards 4.5 to 5 trillion. That'd be pretty amazing in the first day. That'd be spectacular. Now there will be a decreasing propensity, of course, as you get further through the Titan X stack for various reasons. Most of you can probably guess some of those. Dragon X there, $80,000, 29.6 billion Dragon X. That's not bad, but Dragon X can do a lot better than that. So let's see whether some of the bigger players come out to play on this platform. Maybe they'll wait to see it operate and get a bit of a feel for it first. So you're going to get all those ones, people that hang back and just see it operate first before they decide to go in and see how things go. And maybe they've got to do a bit of education as well. So how many loans are there actually in 7 hours? Well, it looks like there's 19 active loans on the Titan X and 10 active loans on Dragon X. Total issued debt 236,000 on Titan X and 33,500 on Dragon X at the moment. Collateral ratios are pretty similar. No recovery mode at the moment. So recovery mode is activated when the total collateral ratio falls below the critical collateral ratio. That's definitely something you want to know about. I would say 247 if your personal collateral ratio is something you probably need 350 or higher to be kind of safe, is my guess, from those redemption calls. So yeah, debt cap infinite, debt cap 2 million. So there's a debt cap on there, so infinite there on the Titan X at the moment. So let's see how that goes. Minimum collateral ratio 120%, and critical collateral ratio 150%. Like I say, you're probably wanting to see if you had your own one about 350% or something or higher. And typically people like to do 1,000%. That's keeps you nice and safe there. Now that's pretty much it on those percentages there. We're going to jump down here. We can see some of the bigger loans, right? So this one here is a Titan X loan, $22,800. Someone put in 100 billion Titan X. So that's pretty cool. The health ratio 163%. It's pretty low. Not recommended from me. I would definitely think that's it seems high, but it's kind of low. And then we got another one here, $32,000. There's 158 billion Titan X was collateral. That's 180%. Like I say, you're probably, you're real risk taking here. Depending on system liquidations, we'll see how that goes. And what else we got here? 50K loan here. That's at 220%. That's getting a bit better. What else? Let's have a look. So those are some of the bigger loans at the moment. 50K. 50K. In fact, I think that 50K was 63K before. So that's 50K, 32K, and 22. So we've had a couple of decent size loans there. But of course, we're looking for the bigger ones, right? Can we get 100K loans or higher? So let's keep a lookout for that. It's still early days, only 7 hours in. But I'm pretty happy with the total loan amount, 663K. Not bad at all. All right, so that has ticked off very, very well. Now, there is governance here as well. Before we get onto that, we've got yield farms. So you can stake your USDx and start earning rewards there. And currently, like I say, that's 3,643% based on this UI at the moment. Let's give it a refresh just to make sure that's still up to date. So that's pretty much it. Now, Telegram is hot for Ouroborus. If you get into Telegram on Ouroborus, it is very busy there. So there's a lot of good excitement. Has been for weeks now. So you can definitely check that out too. Now, there is a governance, right? So the DAO there as well. You'll need RX for that, and also the docs there as well. So docs, you need to, if you're really getting into the platform, you need to sort of know it upside down, right? So just remember that. Nothing I'm doing is financial advice. So let's have a look at Ouroborus and see what happened to the token, because it should do well. It's up 11.67% on the platform token for the Ouroborus lending platform. And yeah, I think Cryptographics, you guys know he's another influencer out there. He likes to do educational videos. I think he has some very good videos on Ouroborus. So definitely probably worth checking out Cryptographics channel for that. But this is the price chart for RX. And yeah, having a nice good day. The last 2 days up here, bounced from 7.4 cents over to 10.25. Let's see what happens if this can run away up and to the right in the next few days. Let's keep a lookout for that. That's ORX at the moment. Now, the ratio versus Titan X, you guys know it's very important. Whenever you got a project that's launched on top of Titan X, essentially, then you want to see the ratio. And at the moment, it's really like pushing it. We're up at 274,000 Titan X per one ORX. Let's see if they can break out to the upside at least get up to 435,000. That'd be pretty neat. Let's keep a look at that. Looks kind of teasing. It's teasing us there, but we'll see. All right, so that's pretty much it. So if that's doing really well, I think that's a really great start out of the gate for ORX launching. And a lot of the influencers in the ecosystem have yet to really talk about it. So it's going to get a lot of promotion over the next few days and weeks ahead. So we'll see how that goes. Let's have a see what the impact on TitanX itself was, because obviously TitanX is a collateral for that. We can see the last 2 days is also green, just like the RRX chart. And we've pretty much in US dollars gone from 6 zeros 3,000 to 6 zeros 3,700. So we're getting some good moves there. Now, obviously, we're looking for to get the bottom in, right? So the bottom in here on the chart has been 3,000. Can we break? And we need to get over to 4,200 to start zigzagging our way back up to wave 3, the famous wave 3 that everyone has been waiting patiently for. But of course, had to wait an extra couple of weeks because we've gone into this sideways channel. Does appear to be a bottom, but it's a sideways channel. And let's see where we can go from here. Now, the Ouroborus is launched. That's a very bullish thing. 1.5 trillion TitanX taken off the market into collateral there. Beautiful, right? That's exactly what you want to see. Now, we obviously want to see that go up into multiple trillions of TitanX. At the moment, the ratio to ETH for TitanX has gone up real nice. So we actually have a higher low at 9 zeros 1160 compared to where we were at 10 zeros 9200. So we've actually got a lot higher low. Now we just need to get a higher high, right? So we got this nice high just about a week ago at just under 1600, 90 1600, and we're now at 9 zeros 1400. So let's see if we can start moving up towards the 1700 mark here. But so far so good. Getting a nice little bump there from Ouroborus, no doubt. Yeah, very cool. So that is TitanX. Obviously, X28 has also gone over multi-chain. The ratio, though, is still discounted, and maybe that's because of the Ouroborus effect or because of Pulse Change rally the other day. There was a lot of shared investors, right, across the two ecosystems. So let's have a look at the ratio to TitanX for X28. Remember, X28 is TitanX through the transform. It's 1-to-1, but in market it can be separated out. And at the moment we have seen it, it got sold off. It was at 1.01, so X28 was slightly more valuable. And that normally would encourage more TitanX to transform because you get a better deal in the market. But we've actually got it at 0.9 when it got sold off. And then now it's back at 95. So let's see if we can get back to 1-to-1. That'd be pretty interesting. All right, so that is where we are on that one. And obviously, we've got about 3 or 4 projects to be launching on X28. The only ones that have launched so far is the Uranus, that one there. Great meme coin. Everyone loves laughing at that. And it has got a 8-day launch phase. I am kind of bullish. I think if you want to attract attention on base chain, then this is a pretty well-designed project to do that. So we're going to be seeing that happen now. There's no price chart until the day 9, right? So until the 8 days auction is or minting phase has pretty much been called. So far, we've seen that 137 billion X28 / TitanX has been used from the mints, right? So that's very exciting. And it's also holding about 40% plus of the supply over on base chain. So this is the first omni-chain move from TitanX. And that's doing pretty well. This could, with the buy and burn, because the buy and burn is pretty good, right? So the buy and burn, once the token goes live, and if people just sit back and hodl a little bit, this could really rally quite well. So like I say, the mint phase, 1x28 for 1 Uranus token, and of course you can use ETH or X28 on base. It is base chain. Remember, this is the first mover onto base chain with the TitanX Omni chain. And yeah, so 50% of the X28 used to mint Uranus is used in the buy and burn. That's going to be very, very important. I understand it's going to be quite aggressive as well. So that could give a green chart. So if it gives a green chart and people are just sitting back letting it run, then you might get all the base people over on the market there saying, hey, this chart's going green, let's jump on board. And then it just hyper rallies, right? And you pull in a lot of people that way. So that's the holy grail. That's what you want to do in crypto. And this might very well do that in this first mover on the base chain. 42% of the X28 that's minting, it's used to create thick liquidity, so it's going to offer good liquidity positions. It's going to help bigger players on base chain to go in there as well, and really help move the chart there. And then 8% is going to the Genesis. There will be a tax token, so I'm not sure how they operate too much on base chain, but yeah, 1% was going to be burning. It's going to be burning Uranus there pretty hardcore. 0.5% is going to go to the LP wallet. That's going to be Uranus will always be growing wider. So they're going to be obviously pairing up with other projects in the Titanix ecosystem on base chain or X28. So that's going to be really good. That will get that liquidity web going, and the tax is burning more volumes. 0.5% to Genesis, and then 1 to 20% reflections to the holders as well. So you're going to get a double whammy there. You're going to get some income earning as well as big burning. So yeah, we might see some pretty cool things happening there. So let's see how that goes. That speculative project, do your own due diligence, but so far it's tracking away quite nicely. It'd be cool to see this rally up. Now we've got 2.5 days until this is expected to launch, and we're probably going to get a bit of a surge before the end, right? The end of that time. So that's kind of where we are there at the moment. So I'm going to post Titanix Hub here in the chat if you want to check that out. We've got Property View in the house. Hey, good to see Property View. Great show today. Appreciate that. Big shout out to you. And our TA guru Brennan's in the house there. Howdy, Superman and family. Good to see you, Brennan, as always. And there's Titanix Hub if you want to check out any of these projects that I'm talking about. Now, so that's the kind of where we are at the summary. Some of the other projects we've been kind of tracking. Shogun is up 9.7%, so it's moving nicely there. Hyper and Hydra, I think we're going to see some action from them soon enough with most of them minting out. Hydra buy and burn was turned down. We shall see how that goes in the future. But yeah, it's going to be fun to see these rally, and they should help the whole system rally. Going to be interesting to see what Jake and Eric do with these coordinations of all these buy and burns that they can turn on, right? There's a 2-to-1 ratio almost, well, definitely for Hydra, and about 2.4 to 1 buy and burn of what the supply to buy and burn. So I'm expecting some good things there in the future. Now, Volt at the moment doing very well, 9,500 Titanix is the ratio, 7.25%. Now, this has a massive roadmap. It's going to be added to Ouroborus, so we just talked about that. And so I think that's going to be pretty useful. There are no real whales in Volt, and it has a huge roadmap. And of course, Stevie D, probably one of the best DeFi 3.0 devs in the world, is building out that roadmap. It's going to include Volt staking, or Thunder staking as we call it, coming up. That is pretty much ready. He's just waiting to pull the trigger. He obviously has a preferred time that he wants to do that. And then, of course, we've got Bitcoin Genie, which has gone to audits, and the white paper and UI is finished. So we're waiting for that. It could be a DeFi 3.0 game changer. It's a frontier of tokenomics here on a Titanix ecosystem. So looking forward to that. And there's going to be a lot more other projects in 2025 utility based. So excited about where that's going to go. So those are 3 big pumpermentals there for Volt. Meanwhile, it's burning off about 850,000 every day. So there's going to be, yeah, if you're holding Volt, I think you're going to be pretty happy. Not financial advice, do your due diligence, all that good stuff. Yeah, pretty cool. Morpheus, expecting some V3 dexes to go to base chain and pulse chain, potentially with Morpheus. Obviously, V3 dex they're testing on Titanix on the ETH chain at the moment. That's up 8.5%. What else we got going here? Tink Farm at the moment, 9 cents, so that's up a little bit there, 10 cents. If they can get more projects lifting up Tink, then the whole system's going to rally, hyper rally. So I'm sure Eric is working on that. And yeah, more of the project teams. That's a very, very pivotal piece there. If we got V3 dexes going from Morpheus over to base and other chains like Pulse Chain, and then we get the farms going over as well, offers massive amount of utility to essentially meme chains, right? Particularly base chain. So that could be huge, adding that aspect there with the most advanced, pretty much, DeFi 3.0 tokenomics, which is Tink Farm offers. So that's pretty awesome. What else we got going? Let's scroll down here. Yeah, so those are some of the hot ones there ticking away at the moment. The only thing really for Tink Farm, in addition to Tink Farm itself, is Ascend. That's ticking away. That's down slightly today, down 3%. Now, the next projects I'm looking forward to, as you guys know, is Bitcoin Genie. I think that's going to be quite a game changer. Waiting for the white paper, though, but I'm excited about that. And, of course, particularly Taurus there from Cryptographics. And I saw Cryptographics put out a little memo saying, should we get this launched kind of sooner? So he may be, we knew it was going to be Q1. But you know, it looks like maybe March. Let's see, March get on there with Taurus, and that could be a game changer too with the DeFi, with the ROI. So looking forward to that. And you know, both of these, Bitcoin Genie and Taurus, both moving to a more buy side type of tokenomics to make it the price go up and be sustainable and all that sort of stuff. So I like that idea. Very, very cool. Now, buy and burns are great, and I think we just need a bit of extra to come over the top. So I'm excited about where those are going. Obviously, with liquidity webs we've seen and taxes, we've seen that kind of attempt to do that as well. I think combining all these together is a pretty nice move. We can see a bit of that with the Uranus project there. So very excited. Big shout out to the dude out there with Uranus project. So that's kind of cool. Let's jump away to Pulse Chain now. And Pulse Chain's had a bit of a profit take today, so we're going to have a look at that. Jamie X in the house there. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you, Jamie. Big shout out there. So Pulse Chain, day 2643. So we've jumped from Ethereum now to Pulse Chain. We were Ethereum and base, weren't we? And now we're at Pulse Chain. Quadruple 0523 is the price there, down 9.6%. Pulse X there, Quadruple 0425 at down 15%. The buy and burn has hit 1.27 trillion at 6.37% of all the Pulse X is bought up and burned now. Incentive token $3.03, down 21%, and the total supply around 55 million. Yeah, EHEX there is down 17% at 1.67 cents, and EHEX there is at 3800th of a penny. Combined price EX and PX is at 2.05 cents, so still over the 2 cents there, but a bit of profit taking going on today. And that's for day 643. Let's have a look at the gas prices. Gas prices 3.5 million beats, so still pretty elevated, 15 times cheaper than Ethereum. Ethereum is back at 1 gwei. Moving over to the validators, which have seen a bit of growth lately. We've got 46,283 validators. Looks pretty steady there. And looking at the bridge was up nice yesterday. It's down slightly from yesterday. I think we were at 128 yesterday. So we're probably down maybe $1.5 million or so from yesterday, maybe 2 million there. So that's where we are on Pulse. Let's have a look at the volumes. $58.3 million in volume on Pulse Chain at the moment. And where is it sitting on the rich list? Well, it's actually at number 5 on Dex Screener, behind Base, Ethereum, BSC, and Solana at the moment. So it's doing up pretty well, isn't it? Doing pretty well. And the amount of transactions, 375,000 transactions. We've got a few of these, pump.tires projects dominating the leaderboard here. Mitchie Liquid, some of these speculative ones. We've had Kitcha, which has been around for 9 months, so this has been pretty established. That's up 61% today. I'm not sure what's driving that, but that's up pretty cool. And then what else we got going? We got the Finvestor. We looked at this yesterday. It was up yesterday. Well, it's still up a little bit there, 3.8%. And those are kind of the highlights there at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the Skishka one, since it's been around for a little while. Let's go to just got pumped today with a bit of volume. You can see in there in the chart. Got a pump with a bit of volume. Let's have a quick look here. Kishka the cat there. And in honor of Kishka, the beloved cat of Richard Hart. How about that? There we go. So someone decided to pump that today. I'm not sure if there's any taxes or anything on it. Doesn't appear to be. Just a straight up meme coin, is it? So that got pumped today for some reason. So there we go. That is that. Now, that brings us on to a Pulse Mafia. This is the other big drama today. And boy, was it a drama. You guys like drama? Everyone likes drama, apparently. We're no drama channel, but we're going to make it a little exception for this. And we got Pulse Mafia at the moment down 12%. We've got BNB Mafia down 7% today. But let's have a look at the actual Mafia drama. I'm going to talk about that now because that was quite a big deal. Now, I guess, it's a Mafia game. People can do, be bad, right? It's a gangster game. But maybe it's a little bit extra naughty when people, taking a breach in the tokenomics, let's say, a bit of a loophole in tokenomics and taking advantage of that. Well, apparently it wasn't just a few people. Apparently it was a lot of people, and the word spread pretty quickly. Now we've got some updates around that. So let's talk about it. So this update was at 9 o'clock. So this is about 4 hours ago, just under 4 hours ago. The GodFather, Jacob, the founder of the Mafia game. Now this is the number 1 GameFi on Pulse Chain, also the only metaverse on Pulse Chain, and also the number 1 NFT marketplace on Pulse Chain. So it's got a lot of the top spots in a lot of categories. And of course, as you guys know, PUSD ALGO is coming We're waiting for the Signum Oracle next week, actually. And so this is PUSD ALGO is going to be, probably one of the top DeFi's and V3 dexes on Pulse Chain. So you're going to have that full awesome ecosystem on Pulse Chain by when it's all said and done. So, but unfortunately, Jacob says, unfortunate update. A few days ago, we were notified about an unintended use of the convert feature. So if you go to Exchange, you can actually see the convert feature here. So this is the one they're talking about, which is pretty important there under the convert one. And it says, we immediately took action to shut down, allegedly called land washing. So this is what people are calling it, land washing. We immediately took action to shut down the possibility of using an unintended function. So what was land washing? So this is what people were doing, naughty Mafia gangsters. Some users realized that when a city had no free tiles left, so if you went to the cities on the maps, you'd be able to see that on Pulse Chain in any case, all the tiles say 0 tiles, right? But when people are washing the tiles through, so they sell them through the exchange, right? They sell them through the exchange, through the convert. They take all their tiles and they sell those. But only works on strategic tiles. So they're pretty rare strategic tiles around HQ headquarters. So some users realized that when a city had no free tiles, they could convert a strategic tile for a large amount of in-game cash, $50 worth, in fact, but it moved around quite a bit. So it wasn't always possible. Only to spend a key. So a key costs like $20. So you're making $50 selling the strategic land. Not everyone's got strategic tiles, right? So it's limited to some of the bigger players that have strategic tiles. Only to spend a key immediately after and reclaim the exact tile. So you sell $50 and then you buy it back for $20. So this is what people were doing. You're making $30 profit, right, on average. Now the selling the tile went up and down in terms of in-game currency. So sometimes that would get squeezed out. Sometimes it'd be worth $1 million in-game currency, go down to 450,000 or something. Sometimes it would be worth 1.1 million. You see the point. So it did move around a little bit there, simply because there was no other tile to get. That was the only tile showing up. This would pop up with a one tile showing, so people would go in there. Now, hey, look, people were doing it, but people that knew about land washing were watching for the tiles and sniping any tiles that came up as well. So there were a few people ended up losing their tiles. So they made $50, but they didn't get to buy it back for 20 to redo it again, right? So they buy it and they recycle this over and over and over again. This is it. So it's a kind of an unfair practice because it was a bit of a loophole, so some people getting richer that knew about it, and of course that's to disadvantage of other players that are not doing it, right, or don't have strategic tiles and can't do it. So it's pretty important there. Simply because there was no other tile to get. Now this created an unfortunate situation where some players could get significantly more in-game cash because you're selling it back for in-game cash all the time, accumulating the difference, right? For $20 a key than what the liquidity providing ratio was offering. Now, this was obviously a mistake by the team. So the team took that as a loophole. There's a tokenomics loophole, really. And if this had only been used by a couple of times, we would have closed the loophole and thought nothing more of it. However, it would become rampant, right? These people that were in the know were doing this. After closing the loop, we did the next analysis to figure out who used it and to what extent. Unfortunately, we discovered that this was widespread and some users were doing it almost full-time degens out there. Now, that's pretty crazy stuff. So we'll have a quick look at one of the maps here to have a look and see how this rolls. So I think we got a comment there from Brennan says, damn, I had a strategic tile. Lol. Yeah, you could have done it. You could have done it too. It's definitely possible. So let's I don't know what's going on there with that, but let's have a look at what we're talking about. So if we go into rarity zones, we find strategic tiles. So if you had any of these, you could have played this a little land washing, right? If you had any of these on each map, every map has these strategic tiles. So you have an HQ and then you have strategic tiles, right? So if you had some of these, you could have recycled them that way. That was the idea. So pretty crazy. So let's read the rest of this because it's pretty funny. After closing the loophole, we did the necessary analysis to figure out who used it. So no one got away with it. No one got away with it. Everyone was exposed. This is hilarious. I love it. Yeah. Now, this was obviously a mistake by the team. So anyway, after closing the loophole, we did a necessary analysis to figure out who used it and to what extent. Unfortunately, we discovered that this was widespread and some users were doing it almost full-time We as a team spend countless hours trying to develop the most epic game of the business in the blockchain industry has ever seen, and it honestly breaks my heart seeing that so many people jump at the opportunity to enrich themselves at the expense of everyone else. Doing this did hurt the ecosystem, and those who paid the bill was everyone who didn't do it. Because of this, we today decided to jail. So jail, this is where the Godfather, aka Jacob, has decided to go. We decided to jail the following users for repeat offenses. And there's a long list of people. And on the list is a lot of famous, well-known players in the Mafia game. We're talking about the dons of families. We're talking about leadership in families. We're talking about well-known capos in families. We're talking about, it's a huge list of people, players in the families there. So it is pretty embarrassing. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. So some of the people we're talking about is just incredible. You can check out the list in the Telegram there. I don't want to be, too down on that. Now, BNB had a couple too. So BNB didn't have many people doing it. Obviously a little different there. But Pulse Chain had a whole list of players. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, about 25 players exposed and put in jail in the Mafia game. It is pretty funny. And of course, there are some well-knowns. We're talking about dons of families as well. It's crazy stuff. Anyway, Jacob, the Godfather, said these users will now be completely frozen until we confiscate equal value. You remember the game technically hasn't gone live, so the Godfather can still have certain control over the game. Yeah, he can still punish but this sort of behavior. During early access, we as a team have complete control over everything because obviously the game hasn't gone formalized live yet, right? So it's only building up by stages. So they still have the ability to control and rebalance the game. Doing this was incredibly bold as they play stupid games. So we're talking about these 25 players win stupid prizes today as a warning to everyone going forward. The penalties given today will only match what was obtained using this method. So if you made, let's say you made $200, they're going to punish you for $200. Going forward, you will risk significantly more, if not everything. Don't take this lightly. So before the game formally goes live, if there is another loophole, you will get punished if you use it. Please wait with your shenanigans until this game is fully released. In other words, act ethically until the game is launched there, and notify of any loopholes. And so we don't have the shenanigans until the game formally goes live. Then you can do what the heck you want. If you find a loophole, lucky to you if there is one. So there we go. We got some more comments here from the chat. It's a crime game, right? It is Wookie, but I think they're talking about the fact that there's little loopholes until the game actually goes live. They want some ethical playing. You can play badass, you can play clever, but just don't breach the loopholes there. Lol facts, Wook facts, says Brennan. Anyway, so it moved on here. So please wait to your shenanigans. For now, you are screwing the wrong mobster. Now, aka the Godfather, aka Jacob. Please wait till the shenanigans of the game is fully released. Then all admin capabilities will be gone. So once the game goes live, they will pull all their admin capabilities. If there is a loophole, and obviously they're trying to make sure there's none, and then you can do what you want. You can screw it over whoever you want, they say. For now, you're screwing over the wrong mobster. All mentioned accounts will get deducted cash. Helper credits, bullets matching the US dollar value they obtain through this method based on what each asset account holds. Also going forward, we will offer a key of 25 bounty. So if you find a loophole, there is a 25 key bounty for that. To anyone who submits a bug report of significant value, we decide if it's significant or not. We expect all jail accounts to be set free with 7 days. You can request a detailed confiscation log DM when your account has been set free. So these people are locked in jail for 7 days, and they're going to have some equivalent assets confiscated. You might not agree with the decision, and you are welcome to voice your opinion. With that said, the decision is made, says the Godfather, and there will be no further action taken when users are released from jail. Let's try to win together instead of cannibalizing a game that's not even started yet. Peace out, the Godfather. Now, the Godfather did have another comment down here, so let's have a look for that. Yeah. He says, as an extra note, I don't hold any grudge against anyone who did this. I fully understand that humans will be humans, and we are playing a Mafia game. After all, when the punishment is rolled out, there is a clean slate from my side towards anyone on this list. So there we go. He's going to wipe his memory. Forget that ever happened. Once he's punished you, of course, and you're in jail. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, in the chat on Telegram, there's a lot of back and forth amongst players about who's on the list and who took advantage. So it's pretty hilarious. Some people saying you should be good baddies. You should be good Mafia players. Well, Mafias are gangsters. I guess we can't be surprised. Now, I do agree on ethical play until the game launches for sure. So, yeah, and some people out there don't want to be snitches. So some interesting play there. Anyway, so that is the big stuff there on the Mafia game. And that is now closed, that little loophole there where people could sell one of their strategic tiles, then get a game key for $20 and then buy it back quickly. Now, it would probably take a little while for it to pop back up on the map once it's been converted, exchanged in the market, but that is the play. So pretty crazy, the old game there. Now, Mafia games continue to go from strength to strength. The number of players, the number of crime families. Now, I want to give a big shout out to the Don of Dons and Max Payne, of course, now leading the directorate. And we have taken a number of spots, as you guys know, on the Consigliere there, the advisor to the Don. And we have pretty exciting new families set up there. We got the Yakuza is the now got the number one spot for the payout, 30%. Now, obviously, we've got the Gearhead sitting above there. They have not yet qualified, but time changes with any adjustments they want to make. But at the moment, Yakuza is holding number one spot there. The Salamancas is number 2. They're in the Gears of War alliance there with the Giffordware, and of course they've got a 25% payout on Pulse Chain. Meanwhile, the Directorate is really dominating. The Hustlers at number 4. The High Table at number 5 and the Syndicate at number 6 there, just ahead of Mugnow's Reloaded. Now, it takes a lot of effort to get yourself positioned correctly. So a big shout out to the Dons of Dons. Obviously, previously Archie and now is Max Payne. Max Payne, of course, one of the most famous players in the game. And, of course, is now the Don of Dons. And you can see why, because dominating 4 out of the 5 paid spots at the moment. And of course, there is multiple members in the family across the board. So a huge army. As I said before, the Directorate is the only true family allegiance that has an army. So people really should fear the Directorate. It's a family not to be mucked around with. And there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes at different levels. So people need to take note of that. So that is over on the chain. Let's have a quick look at the vaults, because the vault's looking pretty good, even with the Pulse Chain retrace. We're at $411,000 at the moment. Obviously, that's going to go up and down with the value of Pulse, but we're very optimistic this is going to get into multi-million-dollar game. Certainly a $1 million game for sure. Multi-million-dollar game is definitely plausible with a Pulse Chain rally. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Let's have a look at the businesses. Businesses are open at the moment, right? So the casinos. People are gambling over there. You can see the lots of different value changing hands on the roulette and slot machine, and the exchange. What's the ratio worth? What's the price of in-game cash? It is currently worth 40 to 1. 40 to 1 there. See a bit of a downtrend there in the in-game cash. Now we do have the next stage of the game coming up. So let's have a quick look at that, because that's going to be pretty important moving forward. We've got the marketing DAO, which is going to get active soon. Take care of that, at least when the game launch. I'm not sure when that's actually going to be. Could be a bit earlier than the game launch. We got the open for business, and we're on stage 2. So we're on launch phase number 9, stage 2, and goes live with the pre-ranking update. So that means we're going to get the launch phase number 10 opening up at the similar time. So we've got Narcotics Warehouse opening up in the development, and the Booze Warehouse. Now there's going to be in the Wikipedia. These are some of the most lucrative businesses and activities that players can do to rank up and get wealthy. So this is a major phase, actually, the Narcotics and Booze Warehouse. So very, very significant. These are big crime parts of the game. So it's going to be fun to see that play out. So and then we got pre-ranking coming with it. And as you can see, this update will enable the following functionality. So this is really a major part of the playing side of it, of the game launching. We're going to be able to earn ranking XP, earn cash, committing crimes, stealing cars, smuggling booze, smuggling narcotics, traveling to other cities, going to jail. Now, we've already seen a lot of these loophole people go to jail for 7 days and get their games confiscated. Now, that won't necessarily happen, of course, when the game goes live, because the God mode keys will be gone from Jacob, and it is what it is by the time it launches. Busting people out of jail. Well, we've talked about that in the syndicate. Sorry, in the directorate. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. There is a limit to how powerful even the directorate is, but we'll do our best there for some of the people that we know. But maybe it's time for them to make some money in jail or something. Active helper bots as well. So that is coming up. So we've got a major update in the game about to happen. This is critical. This is I cannot say this big enough. This is massive. The roulettes and slots were huge. This is a critical part of the game about to open up here with the narcotics and booze warehouse and pre-ranking. Major. This is really the playing part, as I say. So very excited about where those head. Very cool. We're getting closer to the launch game. Getting closer to launch. Now, vault requirements there. I see it's got they're taking off the green tick there. We haven't got that yet because we haven't got the B&B. But B&B is certainly growing. It's over halfway now. So B&B Mafia. Let's have a quick look at this. This is on B&B. So Pulse, this game is playing on both chains, right? And so, what the heck am I doing? I have no idea. Just mucking around with the keys here. B&B Mafia. Let's go. Oh, what? Keep pushing the wrong one. Oh my God. I'm in a loop of nightmare. What's it? Oh no, it's going crazy. Anyway, so let's jump over to B&B and fiddling around with the keys there. And we can see that, this is growing too. 1,038 players over there, 23 crime families, and the vault there getting really nice. And of course, let's have a look there. I don't know what I'm doing with my keys and mouse and stuff, but it's all over the place. Let's see. Come on. I hope we clicked on that. All right. So we got 252 B&B. Now the idealized target is 500. We may or may not make that by the time the game goes live. But I'm pretty optimistic that we're going to get move along there in that stage. Still got a few phases to go. $168,751. This has jumped up quite a lot recently, as you can see. You can see the charts there, how that's been growing with all the different contributions into that vault. So yeah, looking pretty good. 168K. That's we're not far away from 600K on both chains. And like I say, I think it's going to become a multi-million-dollar game. Now the other thing is the exchange. Let's have a look at the ratio over there. So the ratio over there is currently 8-1. So quite different from 40-1 on Pulse chain. That is different there. And the families at the moment, well, elite OGs are leading there. Number one, they've got 30% of the vault, and they're also the wealthiest there at the moment. The syndicate, which is the directorate, we're part of that too, is sitting at number 2, and it's got 25%. And then the Black Thistles there with is another influencer out there. He is sitting in 3rd spot there with 20% of the payout. The Mugnows have not yet qualified. They're sitting there at number 3, so they haven't qualified yet. Looking down the list there, OG Gangsters have got the spot there 15, and Messina's down there at 16 as well. But I don't think either of these two are going to hold on to those, right? So they're probably going to end up at the top here, some of these top families. So yeah, that is pretty interesting. We've got quite a few other new families in the game here. A couple other influencers also playing amongst some of these families. So this on B&B is going to change around quite a bit in my view. So keep an eye on that. Brendan says snitches get 25 keys. Apparently snitches get rewarded. Yes, I don't know if Jacob's watching, but snitches get 25 keys. Now, certainly a snitch that used the loophole, should they get 25 keys? That's a good question. Should somebody that used the loophole and snitched on it and got a benefit, even though they get penalized, should they get 25 keys? Oh boy, that's a controversy. Hex Hodl says a true suit man make the Hex streams great again, says Hex Hodl. I appreciate that. That's pretty fun. Jacob needs to fix error code GW1. I lost 40K in game cash on slots. From failed transaction. Now I think you can report that, Brendan. There is a reporting thing on Telegram. Because you're not on Telegram, it's probably why you haven't used it. But I believe that is the case. So you can check that out. You can check that out. Yeah. Jacob needs to fix the error code. Yeah, there's a reporting feature, so you can use that. That's pretty cool. Everyone's reporting their things, and he puts it on his list, and he deals with it as they come up. Hex Hodl says, ouch, man. You'll make it back. You'll make it back. Yeah. What else there? We got Brendan says, Hex Hodl in game cash it was only, was it Hexodal in game cash? It was only a couple of dollars, but it stopped me playing slots just in case it happens. Yeah, we were watching Brendan play it. Brendan was playing the slots, and just one of his transactions. All the transactions went fine. Just one of them had a bit of a hiccup there, and his in-game cash disappeared, but the game didn't play. It was one out of several games, but and it was actually the first time Brendan had actually played the game. We're talking, if you're not familiar with what we're talking about there, talking about the businesses here. So people are playing this. I think they're actually getting pretty good turnover. People playing with that. Now, people can buy in-game cash, right? So you can go to the exchange. You can deposit BNB or Pulse, depending on which chain you're on, and you can buy in-game cash. Now, what are you buying them at? Well, you have to go to the withdrawal, and you can see that the sell side's got tranches on it. The tranches get more expensive as you go down on the sell side, just like an order book, really. That's pretty much where it is. Works pretty well. So you can buy and sell in-game cash. The other thing, you can convert assets into in-game cash, right? And you can use OTC and any of them. There's lots of different ways of earning in-game cash, as well as if you've got businesses on there, that have got stake Mafia on the maps. If you've got them on the maps, you can earn in-game cash that way as well. There's lots of ways, and because people have to develop, right? So this is what we're going to see. I think what we're going to see is with pre-ranking, we're going to probably people earn some in-game cash, and people need that, right? People need that. Why? Because if you're going to go to the map and you're going to build on the tile because you want to make a business earn in-game cash, then you got to upgrade it, right? So you got to upgrade the thing. So let's go to Detroit and have a look at the map. And this is the one thing. So I think we're going to get quite a rebalancing in the in-game cash. Because people are going to earn it, first of all, so that increases the supply. But then people need to develop some maps. So you can see this map's got a lot of areas not developed yet, and some of them are developed. So you can see these areas are developed, but people are going to want to develop those coming up, right? So I think that's going to be pretty important there. All right. We have got Jacob in the house there. Jacob is watching. The all-seeing Godfather is here. So big shout out to Jacob there. I thought you were very, very fair and reasonable there with your update today about that loophole, land washing. I love it. We're coming up with new terms, land washing there. That was I think you did exactly fantastic approach to that. So let's see. Now we know who the snitch was. So let's see what happens here. Now, I am proud to say that I never used the land washing loophole. just to put myself out there. I do believe in a certain amount of ethics. So there we go. Brendan's going on there. I am on Telegram. I'll file it, says Brendan. Nice one there. Yeah. You can just hit them up on the chat and ask them about that. Hexodal says, new member. Thank you so much, Hexodal. A Hex Token channel member, represent. PLS became a YouTube member. Nice one there. Appreciate that. That is huge. So big shout out there. Now, don't forget, Hexodal, you can use all the emojis and stuff like that in the chat. In fact, I need to go through and review those, but you can use those in the chat there and make it chat a bit fun. And also, Hexodal gifted 5 memberships. So a big shout out to Moondog. And Moondog's a big player in the Mafia game. Certainly one of the most active members in Telegram as well. We do see your comments there all the time. So a big shout out to that. The Big Sexy got a membership as well. Congratulations to you, Uncle Will, as well. Hey, Uncle Will, it's been a while. Good to see you in the chat there. Richie Robinson, of course, has been around. Nice to see you get a membership as well. And Hunter51, congratulations to you as well. I know your name also. So big shout out there. What else do we got there? Please refund character Face of Powder, says Brennan. There we go. Talking direct to the Godfather there. Now, a big shout out to Hexodal. Once again, a $10 super sticker from there, looks of it. Hex Pulse Hex incentive to the moon, 100%. We are very bullish. Now, a bit of a retrace today, so a good time to pick up some Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse Hex, etc. Very good chance to pick that up. Very cool indeed. Card expired, lol, so I had to renew. I appreciate that. Big supporter. Now, there's multiple ways of supporting the channel. Of course, I'm streaming on 3 channels. So Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, and Pulse Chain X. Now, haven't been streaming on Superman Crypto or Pulse Chain X recently, but I got a video loading up today of Pulse PUSD ALGO. That's going to go on Superman Crypto. So we're doing a live stream play of that. Did the Hex Token channel yesterday. That's a flashback video. We're hoping to have an update with Jacob once he's ready on the updated PUSD ALGO plans. We are expecting Signum Oracle to launch next week sometime. So that's a very good chance of that happening. That's going to be the first Oracle and Pulse chain up and running. So we're very excited about that. Now, Liquid Lines, as you guys know, was supposed to have that up and running. I have no idea why they didn't do it. They certainly had plenty of money to do it. They had the commercial relationships to do it. So I'm not sure what happened there. But in any case, Signum is coming to the party. And Signum Oracle is important particularly for a lot of Jacob's protocols because it has an RNG that's decentralized essentially. And of course, that will have Oracle reporters. People can make money doing that way. So I haven't looked into the deep dive in that, but that's definitely an opportunity there. And it'll be interesting to see how that scales, the reporting, a number of reporters into that. But I had price feeds, RNG tools, and non-price feeds going in there. So that could open up a lot of different protocols launching on Pulse Chain as well, particularly for innovative devs like Jacob, for example. What else did we got? We got Wookie says Wookie has misplaced his lightsaber in the game. Can Jacob replace it, please? I don't think there's any lightsaber, dude. I don't think there's any lightsaber in the game. I think you're just making it up, dude. This thing, Wookie on the spot, man, making it up since 1863. That's how old Wookie is. Then you're the Superman streaming daily. I come and give a like or thereafter when I'm logged in. I appreciate that. Big shout out. Now, I remember all the names of people who've been around for years that followed my channel. So I appreciate all that. All right. Yeah. And once again, I can't agree with you enough. Those coins are going to moon big time. They will moon big time. Another Hex token membership gifted. And Excelsior got one. Was gifted a membership by Hexidle. Big shout out to Hexidle. Big support for the channel. And congratulations to all the members, new members of the channel. We need a Wookiee member, says Hexidle. Yeah, I don't know. Is he's not a member? He's one of my moderators. But I find that a lot of my moderators don't support the channel. They don't support channel. They just, I think that's because they're all against me. They're all against me. All my moderators are against me. That's funny. Not very many Wookiees had lightsabers. That's true. That's true. I don't know if you saw Harrison Ford was on some game show, and the Wookiee showed up in the audience, and then they had this big funny thing about him stealing his wife or something. That was pretty hilarious. I might be risking keeping my arms attached by saying this, says Crypto Fury. Yeah. Well, he doesn't have lightsaber, so you should be fine. Should be fine. Although he's pretty strong, so he likes to rip off arms anyway. All right. That's pretty funny. All right. So that is where we're heading for at the moment. So, yeah, I think in-game cash probably going to come down a little bit there because people will be earning it in these next phases, right? So pre-ranking phase, I'm very excited about. This is a major part of the game. Let's not be, mucking around. There's a lot of activities in the game. Now, obviously, killing's not available until the game launches. And other strategic things taking over people. Once you kill somebody, take over their properties and things. So a lot of that stuff's not coming up, but a lot of the major crimes are coming. And so it's going to be pretty exciting, as well as key businesses, narcotics and booze warehouse. Very excited for that. What else are we going to say? I think that's it for the time being. I can't wait for bullets and health tokens to trade as well. And that's why I'm particularly bullish on PUSD ALGO. It's going to have a V3 DEX, right? That's what's anticipated. So we're going to scale up all those offerings, as well as all the tokens native to PUSD ALGO. And of course, that will complete the suite in many ways. You're going to have number one GameFi, number one NFT marketplace, the only metaverse, and then you're going to have full-on DeFi and stablecoin. Come on. And of course, there's lots of beautiful things that can be done within that ecosystem that Jacob can do. So hopefully we'll get an update from Jacob maybe after the Signum Oracle. I don't know how long it's going to take for him to check all that, to say it's operating as expected. So I don't know whether it's going to be 10 days or 3 weeks. We just don't know. Just know how long that will be. But update PSDL plans after that. And of course, we also know he's got the other gambling sites, Pulse Predicts, the sporting platform, Pulse Pot, BNB Pot, how those are all going to be integrated and stuff like that. So keep an eye out on that. I think he's got a huge vision, and he's just building it out and sifting through it, all that sort of stuff. So we'll look forward to that as soon as we can. All right, so that's pretty much it. So Pulse Mafia and BNB Mafia just doing really great. There's lots of land over on BNB Mafia. If you're after land on the primary market, that's there. And you never know, you could get a developed tile, right? That's already developed, so you don't have to spend any game cash on it if you're lucky enough to win some of those. But on Pulse Mafia, they're all sold, and you have to go to the marketplace and buy them in the secondary market here on the in the marketplace there. You can actually filter, can't you, by land? I think it is land slot down here. Yeah. So hopefully that brings up the land. So you can do all that. Hopefully it will come up. Come on, you can do it. All right. So let's have a look here. Let's try that one more time. Probably because I was mucking around the website. Let's have one more time. Let's have a look for land slots. I'm pretty sure that will come up. Let's go. Yeah. All right. So there's 4 lands at the moment on secondary market on PulseChain, but on BNB there's tons of them, thousands of them, 4,000 or something. And you can go get the primary tile. And with primary tiles, when you first get it, you can actually get some development if you're lucky. You might get a development there. Now you can visit the map, any map, and you just need to get some keys. Keys are $20. And you can open those up. So all you have to do is find the map you want, and then if you've got a key, click the claim tab, right? Claim land tab, right? It will show up. Now, if you don't have a key, it will ask you to purchase a crate. So let's click on that quickly. It will ask you to use any of these monies here on BNB or PulseChain, and you can do that. Now, alternatively, to get a key, you can go to keys, and you can get some money here. $20 a key, and you can get some keys. Now, there are bonuses, 5%, 10%. Once you go up to a certain amount. So I think 400 is it? 400, yeah, 400 will get you, over $400 will get you 5% extra keys. So that is kind of where it goes, and it goes up. Once you go up high, it will go to 10%. So once you're over a certain amount, 10%, etc., you can play around with that and get some keys, and then go open up some primary mats. It's on BNB. So that's pretty much that over there. I think we've kind of covered the highlights, and like I say, we've got major things happening there in the Mafia game coming up. All right. Anything else we've got to say about that? We got limbs are not for everybody, says Wookie. Oh, that's scary. That's scary, Wookie. Wookie happens to be ahead of one of our kill squads, although Crypto Fury is in the same family, so I don't think you have to worry about that. It's okay. I just get a robotic one, says Crypto Fury. That's funny. Yeah, that's true. You're not my father. No. Who can reproduce that face? You can reproduce that face. All right, so that's pretty much it at the moment. Now you can buy Mafia on PulseChain. It's got a little discount at the moment, so definitely pick that up. You can buy in-game cash on the Mafia website. You can join up for Mafia. Now, playing Mafia is really cheap, 2,000 Mafia on BNB or PulseChain. So get a player and start playing, and you can just slowly build up. Join a family. Now, the directory is open for members to join. We tried to keep an open family, and we're a huge family, of course, a massive army, and we do a lot of work to make that happen. Right? It's not just, it doesn't happen by magic, right? So it's a lot of superstars in our family that make that happen to bring it together. And a big shout out to Don of Dons, Max Payne, leading the way there. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show. An hour and 7 minutes. So the big highlights there. Ouroborus lending has launched, and man, what a huge start. Well over 1.5 trillion Titan on there, 20 billion Dragon X in the first 7 hours. That's a fantastic start. The run weights for 2 million. Can it make it? Let's see. It's doing pretty well, 650K. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow and see what it did in the first day or so. Can it do $2 million? I'd be pretty happy if it did $1.5 million, somewhere that got close, maybe 1.3. That'd be pretty cool. 1.3 to 1.5. Let's give it that target. But if it does 2 million, wow, that's superstar. Multi-million dollars in the first 2-3 days. That'd be pretty epic for a new lending platform. Let's see how it goes. And let's 2 ways of getting extra demand on Titanix. Buying Titanix for collateral, and also using the existing collateral and then getting stable coins and maybe pairing that up with the USDL pair there. I haven't actually checked that today, but I'm sure that's up and running. So check that out. So Titanix USDL, it'll be Dragon X USDL, no doubt. So I haven't checked those, but that's probably up and running at the moment. Cheers, Super, says Brennan. You're most welcome. And we're going to wrap up there. Don't forget, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Congratulations to all the new members out there of the Hex Token channel. Big shout out to Hex Hodl as well. I appreciate all that support. Great work. You stick with it, the streams and stuff, like a real Superman. I appreciate that. Now, the other thing is, if you haven't joined our Discord, $5 a month is a private Discord for PulseChain Hex. If you want to get to our strategy club, that's $35 a month. The link's in the video description for that. We're passing intel not constantly into that one, things that we think of significance. And if you want to get into PUSD ALGO, links in the video description. Get a 9% bonus. We're going to hopefully have an update in a few weeks on that one. And it may very well complete the whole ecosystem of Jacobs as well. All right, take care. Bye for now. I'll catch you in the next one, and I'll see you in Discord. Cheers.